Hello everyone, how are you doing today? We are back with our UBI Open Mic evening on this Wednesday, 23rd of February. I'm sure you all are waiting to hear all the poets and poetesses. But before we go ahead, just a small reminder. Are you aware of our communities? Are you aware of what is UBI? Yes, I'm sure most of you are. But for all those who are watching us for the first time, I would like to share a small information about the UBI community where you are joining us on our open mic today is our YouTube channel. We have a community at Facebook as well as we are active on Instagram. So if you have not yet joined our UBI community on the Facebook, please do so as soon as possible. Links will be available in the below description box as well. Now, to start with, we do have a writing community, which we started off as. It's a literary community where we connect writers, readers, and all the facilitators. Along with that, this month, we have also started different communities where we are uniting the people with different with different hobbies. It could be food, whatever is your passion. You have a lot of people waiting out there to connect with you. So just check out our Facebook page. You will find the links out there for all our communities. You could be a food lover. You could be a spiritual soul who likes to share a good, maybe a motivational post every day. You can do that. Then you can be a health warrior who would like to share some inputs on health issues. You could be a survivor. You want to share your story. Feel free to do that in our Health Warriors and Survivors group. We have juniors group as well. So if you have kids who would like to share their work, you have your kids their work you want to show off, feel free to share with us. Then we have music and dance lovers, where anybody who likes to sing can join us, who likes to listen to music can join us, want to learn about music can join us. If you like to shake a leg, please join us. Then there are art and craft lovers as well. So there's so many communities. Do check out on the Facebook page, and I'm sure you will enjoy these communities. Of course, writers, we can't forget you. You have the biggest forum of UBI community to yourself. UBI has a community of more than 8,000 members. And on Instagram also, we do take features, which whenever we have our contributors who are contributing on our website, which is a blogging site, we pick up from there, or our communities from the Facebook communities amongst all of them. So feel free to connect, keep writing, keep sharing, and stay connected with all the other souls like you. All the creative souls, all are welcome. Thank you so much for listening to me. And I will now go ahead and start the show, which is an open mic, which everybody waits every Wednesday evening, 6 o'clock India time and 8:30 p.m. Malaysian time. And today we have a wonderful host who is also going to be joining our team very soon. I'm sure she will enjoy and we will enjoy in her company, and we'll grow with her guidance and inputs along with her support. Thank you so much, everybody, to listen to me. And now I go back to my team out here of all the poets and poetesses here. Hi, Aditi. Hi, Kirtiji. Hi, Dimitri. Hi, Achana ji. Hi, Sahaj. How are you all? I think you all have to unmute yourself.
Hello, yes, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Sahaj.
How are you, ma'am? I am also good.
Yes. So how are you, Aditi?
I'm good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well too. And who else? Are you there? Yeah, Dimitri, I can see Kirti. I cannot see Archana ji. Probably she will be there soon. Yeah.
Doing great. Thank you so much, Sapna ma'am.
Hi.
Hello, thank you.
Hi. Thank you. Nice to see everyone out there. Yeah.
Same here.
Thank you.
So we have Dr. Achana Tandon with us, and we have Aditi Lahiri, who is the host of the day. And what do I tell about her? She is a trainer, a language trainer. She is an English and French language trainer, also very passionate about writing poems and especially short stories. And she is a storyteller, and I'm sure you all must have heard her on our platform earlier also. Her short stories and poems have been published in various anthologies, including Eravata by Mayakatha and I think Kachtam Tales, as well as the Santanam Chronicles, many more. And I can't list them all. So here I will hand over the stage to Aditi. Here we have Aditi with us, Aditi Lahiri joining us.
Thank you so much, Sapna ma'am. I'm really humbled for giving such a detailed introduction about me and giving me this wonderful opportunity to host this evening, the UBI Open Mic event with all the eminent poets out here. So I would tell you all about each of the poets. Yes, and then I will be one by one. I will be calling out and I will be introducing each of the eminent poets today. So we have these people joining us today: Dimitri Vijayratna and Sahan Sabharwal, Kirti, and eminent Doctor Achana Tandon. So I first begin with Dimitri Vijayratna. So to speak about her, she's a young poet, writer, as well as an online English and English literature tutor. She is from Sri Lanka, right? And since her childhood, she has shown a great interest towards the writing field, and she has written numerous poems, short stories, and dramas. During the pandemic era, she has joined the international writing platform and she has won numerous awards and has gained many achievements. She has written a poetry book with the title Little Words of Inspiration. She always keeps saying that creativity is the tool for her motivation. So today she is going to present her two of her poems. The first one being Faded Love and the second one being Life. So I request Dimitri Vijayratna, eminent poet, to start by reciting her poems.
Well, good evening. Thank you so much, Aditi ma'am and our Sham Sundara Sharma sir and everybody for inviting me for this wonderful opportunity. So I would like to grab this opportunity, and I'm very happy to say that I am the only Sri Lankan in this platform in now joining this event, and I will go through. I will just recite one of my poems, Faded Love. Actually, it was in my book, which you said, Little Words of Inspiration, one from it. So I will just recite that poem. Faded Love. Glancing at stars, weeping for the moon, sipping a cup of coffee, with broken memories, recalling the fairy tales, shattered till the moon hid among the trees. The sandcastle, broken, washed with waves, counting for warmth with unmelting love. Eyes in pain with rose thorns, heart attack in fire. Mind in a cellar as a prisoner, murmuring the past gone chase. As a book that lost its pages, faded, alas, it faded. So this is just a small poem that was written by me for the book Little Words of Inspiration under the title of Faded Love. Actually, it gives about a person, how a broken heart and lost all the memories were written by in that poem. We can get it through the poem Faded Love. So next, I hope you enjoyed it too. I will move to the next poem, Life. I'll just recite the poem. Hope you all will enjoy it. Life is not a bed of roses. Life is a questionnaire of different answers. Life is a coffee with sugar, without sugar. Life is a beach with sea, without sea. Storms, gales, tornadoes, typhoons, whirl up the mind. Times it pricks up with rose thorns, growls, sarcasm, overfilled ears. While wall-hanging portraits illustrates life, smile hanging with bouquet of flowers, with black coat in overjoy, with babies in cots. It turns the evening sunset without the alarming of ding-dong bell. Granny, granny, the scream echoes in ears. White hair images with wrinkled skin. Everything is impermanent. It has time to say goodbye with a box with decorated flowers. Goodbye to all, arming another soul. This is another poem of mine written for the same in the book in Little Words of Inspiration under the title of Life, which explains about the reality of life that which we all undergo in this same path. So those are the two small sweet poems that I was expecting to share with you all. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. Hope you all enjoy the two poems too.
Wow, those were wonderful poems. Yes, they were full of inspiration related to life and how, and also about faded love. You can all relate to the kind of imagery and the kind of feelings that you have used in both the poems. They are really beautiful, I must say. So please keep on penning more and give us more of these kind of wonderful poems to read.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now moving ahead with the next poet that we have for today is Sahan Sabharwal. He is a young writer and an author born on 17th March 2002. He lives in Jammu city, Jammu and Kashmir, India, and he has completed his schooling from PPS Jammu as a non-medical student. Presently, he is a student of neuronautical engineering, and his hobbies includes writing thoughts, listening to music, discovering new things, exploring the world, writing and singing rap songs. And to mention but a few, he has been awarded many awards in poetry, writing at state level, national level, and international level. He mostly writes motivational thoughts and on topics related to social issues for spreading awareness among the people. His writings are regularly published in many newspapers, magazines, websites, anthologies, and other media platforms. He believes that be you, no need to update your view on society's new view. His aim in life is to invent or discover something new as a scientist or researcher. He wants to do something new, which he is done by only a few. He's an inspiration of his own. He is a successful author of the books Poems by Sahan Sabharwal and Pedagogical Thoughts Made Facts. So today he is going to present before us a poem titled A Day Without My Mobile Phone. I like the title. And also there is a surprise element following it. So after this, what he's going to do is something even I am looking forward to. It's supposed to be a Hindi rap, right? So I'm interested to listen to both of them, right? So let's listen to Sahaj.
Wonderful.
Hello, yes, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Thank you for introducing me in such a beautiful way. So, I am Sahan Sabharwal, and I am the youngest author of Jammu and Kashmir, and I am the author of two books named Poems by Sahan Sabharwal and Pedagogical Thoughts Made Facts. This book I have written when I was 17 years old, and now my age is 19, and I am the author of this second book named Pedagogical Thoughts Made Facts. I would like to inform you
Saj, please unmute yourself. We are not able to hear you, Saj.
A day without my mobile phone. A day without my mobile phone. A day without my mobile phone was a day I spent quality time with nature and members at home. Looking virtually the best was not enough. In real world, even being a rough human was tough. Was missing waking up in morning with my alarm tone, sleeping late night, exploring the social world alone, avoiding the artificial intelligence, neglecting my heart's mind, using my fully organic human mind, got the verification that my mind can't see but still not blind. Got bored a little bit but saved a lot of time in real world enjoying the ultimate benefit. The day was spent scribbling deep thoughts in a poetic way. After long time, ignored fake ways of direct typing of quotes. Hats off to my mobiles. Stay away. Thank you. So this was my poetry. I wrote this when one day my I don't have my mobile phone. As we all know that we are that much dependent on technology and mobile phones that we can't even wake up in early in the morning without our alarm tone. Because earlier we were having the alarm, the real alarm and the clocks. But nowadays everyone is using mobile phone for their alarm clocks and all. So that day I was not having anything to wake up or to sleep late at night by scribbling social media and all. But I don't have any my mobile with me because it was not in a good condition, so I have given it to someone to manufacture it again. So that day was a very difficult day, but that day I don't waste that wait I didn't waste that date, but I was scribbling thoughts in a poetic way. So I have written poetries and all. So now I am going to do a Hindi rap, and it's based on social issues. As I am just a writer and I mostly write in English, but sometimes I try rap, and I write in Hindi also. So I would like to start my rap. जीवन अनमोल बेटा धरती है गोल ओजोन में होल कैसे होगा ठीक बोल कैसे होगा ठीक बोल कैसे होगा ठीक बोल कैसे होगा ठीक बोल बेटा मुंह तो खोल मेरा गुला नैप देखे तो बाप बोला गैप मैंने पे मारा रैप उनको लगे थे स्लैप लगे थे स्लैप लगे थे स्लैप लगे थे स्लैप कम आउट ऑफ टैप सभी लोगों को पढ़ाओ जब ऐसे लगता वहां लगाओ ऐसे घोटाले ना कराओ क्राइम रेट को घटाओ थोड़ा दिमाग तो लगाओ पेट दर्री पर लगाओ पर्सनल घटाओ पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट में जाओ टमाओ काट ना दिखाओ दम है तो देश को बचाओ देश को देश को देश को बचाओ देश को देश को देश दम है तो देश को बचाओ कुछ समझ आया भेदभाव की तो बात नहीं कर समझ आया फालतू के मंगों में तू हाथ नहीं कर समझ आया नॉनसेंस शो ऑफ नहीं कर पीठ पीछे जो रुक गलत बात नहीं कर दिमाग को करो चेंज बढ़ाओ थोड़ी रेंज अजीब पॉलिटिक्स को एक्सचेंज हो जो कैसे करना अरेंज कैसे करना अरेंज कैसे करना अरेंज कैसे करना अरेंज माइंड चेन मालिक का बंदा हो गया थोड़ा सा गंदा थोड़ा सा गंदा थोड़ा रखो दिमाग थोड़ा ठंडा ना झुकने तो अपने देश का झंडा देश का झंडा देश का देश भारत दिल का है साफ बुराई के खिलाफ सच्चाई के साथ सबसे करता ये इंसाफ चिराग विश्वास तोड़ने वालों को अब करेगा नहीं माफ करेगा नहीं माफ बाय सहज सबरवाल थैंक यू so this was my rap song I just tried.
That was so wonderful, Sahaj.
Thank you, ma'am.
Versatile things that you did. A poem and then that to an energetic rap. That was really very
Thank you,
energetic. It's nice to see such versatility at such a young age, and that you brought out your own books at this early age. Keep on.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah,
I would like to just add here, it's not the first rap of Sahan Sabharwal we are listening to. Earlier also, he has joined us on one of the shows.
Earlier
And
shows, yes.
yes, earlier shows also, he has shared a couple of, earlier also he's shared a rap. If you are watching us and if you like his rapping, please go back to the show where he was a part of that particular show where he recited. I think it was about
Another rap. It was
it
on
was
No Rape.
no rape. Yes,
Yes,
it was
yes.
also amazing, and it's like
Balatkar rap song to aware
very,
people regarding rape and all.
absolutely wonderful.
Thank
So
you, ma'am.
keep writing, keep sharing. Wonderful.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So now moving on with the next poet. Uh, now I am going to talk about Kirti V, a person whom I have known from the days I also started into writing. So both of us have sailed in the same boat, and seeing her develop and go into such a great level is something I really appreciate. So the day Sham Sundar sir told me about this UBI mic event, the first name that came to my mind was about Kirti. I wanted her to be a part of this and to share her experiences and share her poems, because her poetry book, The Tides of Life, is something I have been seeing almost every day, like since it has started. She has launched the book in January. I mean, I think it's the end of January that she has launched the book. I've seen it repeatedly being appreciated by each and every one. So that's the reason even I wanted to give her also a chance to come out and speak about her book and also poems from that. So let me introduce Kirti. So Kirti is a teacher who took up writing during the pandemic. She's a voracious reader and an avid quizzer. Her interest has spread across sports, movies, music, and more. She's a regular contributor on many online platforms on Facebook and Instagram. Learning never ceases for her. She is a published poet in several anthologies. She is the recipient of Literoma Author of the Year 2021 award. Her debut poetry book, Tides of Life, was published in January 2022. Her works can be read from Kirti's nature.com, Insta Kirti underscore Santosh, and Facebook Kirti. So the poem that she is going to recite today include A Heart That Knew. That's the first one. And the second one is Me, the Familiar Stranger. So I leave it all to Kirti to recite her poems. Eager to listen to them too. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much for the lovely introduction, Aditi, and thank you for inviting me here. As Aditi said, yeah, we have known each other through the online platforms, and we do keep writing in the same platform a couple of times. So the first poem here, what I'm going to recite is The Heart That Knew. This is a poem which I wrote when I started writing. And this has been published in the book called The Zen Moments. It is an anthology of poems published by this Jyoti Mirror. So I will recite the poem and then probably talk about it. So the poem goes like this. The Heart That Knew. There he sat in a smart olive green, with his head held high and chest puffed with pride. The face looked calm, adorned with a soft smile. His hand held a rifle that stood tall and bright. He seemed lost in thoughts, probably of his country. Or was it more personal, as he too had a family? He opened his fist that had a crumpled photo of his twins whom he yearned to hold close. Moist were his eyes from all these thoughts, but he gathered himself at the sound of the tanks. As he stood up to take guard, he placed his hand over his heart that bore the national flag. 2 shots from nowhere brought the mighty warrior down with his hand over his bleeding yet contented heart, a heart which knew that stronger hands of olive green would take care of his motherland and the crumpled photo. So this was a kind of a tribute to the brave hearts, the soldiers who guard us, because of whom we end up sleeping peacefully at our homes. And this is something which is very close to my heart because Aditi might know, I end up writing a lot about the soldiers. I like writing for them. And this was my first poem. The second poem is from my book, Tides of Life, that was published in Jan 2022. That is early this year. The poem is titled, Me, the Familiar Stranger. Her beauty and stride, her confidence and passion, her stances and stealing glances, her eloquence and dancing spree. Oh, didn't you admire them all? Asked a voice to me. She does look familiar, I must admit, my dear. I am lost in thoughts, trying to recall. And the cuckoo whistled, bringing me back to senses. I looked at the mirror in front, and there she was, whom I admired. It was me, lost in my mundane chores. The mirror showed me, and I became my own familiar stranger. That's the other poem. So I guess most of us, we end up losing ourselves in our daily chores. So this is something for all of us out here to go and rediscover. Probably mirror is the one thing that can show the real us. So that was the second poem. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you for this opportunity.
Aditi, you're on mute.
So thank you, Kirti, for that those wonderful poems. Really could get your feelings about the soldiers, the first poem, and equally different topic, different, but something that we can relate to, the mirror, which shows us our reality when we feel lost, right? It's in the chores every day. So that was really wonderful. So appreciated both your poems. Please pen more. Best wishes to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So going ahead now, I have to present Dr. Achana Tandon. She is a gynecologist, a blogger, a published author with 2 books published, Umarte Jazbat and Lessons of Life. Her poems have been published in more than a couple of anthologies. She was appreciated by PMO for a webinar, which was a panel discussion on Can Law Alone Stop the Declining Female Sex Ratio, where she has put forth many suggestions. She is also an avid enthusiast photographer. She loves photographing birds and natural landscapes and various other shots, and loves singing old Bollywood songs. Her YouTube channel is her activity catalog with many of her educational videos, her activities, as she held various official positions and blogs. She was Mrs. India Classical Runner-Up in 2017. She was the first in India to organize a webinar in 2015 as a mode for panel discussion, and the first in India to hold the webcast of a webinar and live operative workshop and CME in 2016. She has received recognition for her writings, and her poems have gained spaces in leading newspapers. She received the Global Womenator Award in 2021.
Wonderful. What a lovely personality. We all know Achana ji, I guess, from UBI members must be aware of her, because we have heard her, we have read her, we have seen her photographs clicked by her. Really amazing, and really glad that Achana ji could make it today. Thank you so much, Achana ji, for your time. She's a true warrior, I must say that. She is a true health warrior.
Thank you, Aditi, and thank you, Sapna, for those lovely words. They are, of course, superlative. I don't deserve them. But yes, thank you so much.
Not deserve them. You deserve all of them, in fact. Wonderful.
Yes,
so,
today, ma'am is here to present 2 of her poems. The first one is a geometrical poem on shaping earth, and the second one is a trial of a betrayal. So let's listen to her poems.
So, though a doctor by profession, I was always a keen student of mathematics. And so much so that I pursued both higher maths and biology till 12th. And calculus, trigonometry, and geometry were my favorite subjects. So here I will like to recite a poem, which is how to use geometrical figures for shaping Earth. With the Third World War fear looming on our heads, with Ukraine and Russia engaging in a fight, this poem of mine carries meaning. Just as potters give shapes to pots on their spinning wheels, and glass artisans skillfully blow various forms to us that appeal, just as weavers weave forms and shapes on their loom, and God shapes the living beings, both inside and outside the womb. We human beings should sprinkle dots of love in all directions, letting them join to form lines of civilizations, which intersect with each other to shut out profaneness. Inside the so-formed triangles, saving all humanness. Courtesy, these trigons will take shape pyramids of equality to protect and safeguard the fate of humanity. Under the hemispherical domes of residences will bloom benevolence and kindness, when an artistic society will replace the robotic humanness. On this sphere called Earth, nature will nurture the residing virtuous beings to replace the lines of frowns by semicircular smiles so pleasing. By the grace of God, with passing times, these geometrical shapes will substantially join to give shape and meanings to all living creatures, avoiding the real and the proxy wars of the imminent future. My second poem is on relationships. And is there anything important, more important than the challenging relationships and maintaining them for a long-lasting period? Rewarding relationships are a challenge, and we can all relate to them. I have written a lot of poems on relationships based on romance, relationship, of friendship, and the relations which we have in our families. What we want around a lifetime with one person, we can find in a moment with someone else. And this is brought out well in my poem, Trial of Betrayal. Was it a trial awaiting a betrayal? Or was it a walk to test the talk? They walked on together, enjoying the crescendo, trying to sheepishly peep in through their heart's window. Testing and trying each other, they amusingly carried on, courtesy their brains rather than their brawn. The realization of truth had never been so mature. Both were honoring a relationship whose core was so pure. Mutual respect and growth formed the axis of this new age relationship, which helped them gain an equilibrium without falling prey to a guilt trip. Thank you. Over to you, Aditi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Both the poems were really different and really unique and powerful in their own way. So thanks a lot for sharing both of them.
I would also like to share something. Archana ji is a very good singer too. Am I correct, Archana ji? आज आई हो तो 2 लाइनें सुना के जाओ, कुछ अच्छा सा गुनगुना के जाओ. I'm sure this might be a googly right now. I'm sorry for that. If you're not comfortable, you can say no. But looking at you, I really felt that, आप unmute करिए.
If I would have had a
Heads up,
hint beforehand, I would have prepared with the music. But now I'll go without music and just
a couple
lines.
of lines. I'm getting greedy. I'm getting greedy, frankly. Aditi, I've been watching her videos all this while, and I've heard her so much. And she's a very, I'm sure you must have also seen and read her. She's a very old member of UBI and a veteran. And basically, I always admire her zeal to do so many things. I can't understand how you manage so many things together. Hats off to you, Achana, really. And music is also one thing which she loves. So, 4 लाइनें तो बनती हैं आज.
Sayonara, sayonara, कल फिर आऊंगी sayonara, इठलाती और बल खाती, वादा निभाऊंगी sayonara, sayonara, sayonara.
Wonderful, wonderful. I am really sorry for this, but मुझसे रहा नहीं गया.
नहीं, अगर पहले से पता होता तो म्यूजिक के साथ और मजे से गाती.
मुझे रियलाइज नहीं हुआ. मैंने जब देखा मैं कहा वाओ शी इज देयर. मैं जस्ट डिडंट रियलाइज कि आई कुड हैव आस्क्ड यू अर्लियर कि गाना तैयार करके आओ यार एक.
फिर कल फिर आऊंगी sayonara.
कल आएंगे, फिर आएंगे. कहीं भाग थोड़ी जा रहे हो आप. हम पकड़ के फिर लेके आएंगे जल्दी.
And अगर गाने की बात हो रही है तो our host for the day is also a good singer. I don't know whether
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I know that. And she is such a storyteller. Story to unka forte, and she is someone who the way she shares her story when she tells a story, it's like you actually just go by
get transported,
and you are actually living that story at that moment. So before we wind up with a song of Aditi, I would really request Aditi to come on board and share a story of hers. And then if she's okay with it, she can surely share a song with us too. Aditi, you are unmute.
Sorry, Aditi, for putting you on the spot, but couldn't control.
Come on, I always call you as a family. So, itna to banta hai.
Oh, thank you so much, ma'am. But first, I would like to go with my story.
Yes, absolutely. Please do.
So, this is a story. I mean, it is very close to my heart because as a young child, I grew up listening to the stories of Rabindranath Tagore, and I listened to Kabuliwala. It was very close to my heart, and I wrote a story based on this. And this is how it goes. So the title is La Disparición, the disappearance. Ammi, where is Abba? Has he left with the camels? Who will play with me now? Why didn't you wake me up when he left? Little Amina flooded her mother with her innumerable questions that morning when she got up and realized that her father, Rahmat, had left for India to sell his merchandise in India. Every year, he used to leave his home located in the outskirts of Kabul. He would then travel all the way to India and head to the main cities, primarily to Kolkata, to sell the dry fruits and nuts, the beautifully hand-woven shawls and asafoetida. He would return almost after 6 months. Before Samreen could explain her restless daughter anything, she rushed outside to look for the footprints on the sand, For days she used to follow them, thinking that she could meet her father by following them. A few days later, Rahmat reached Kolkata and began to sell his merchandise, moving from one alley to the other in North Kolkata. He wrote a letter to Samreen and Amina explaining about his well-being. He also wrote about his newfound friend Minnie. Amina was excited to learn about Minnie, who was almost the same age as her and loved playing with her father and listened to his stories. She wrote to him, saying, "Written soon, with love, yours Amina." Rahmat read the letter and wrote back to Amina excitedly. Then he touched the paper with Amina's handprint and continued with his chores of the day. A few days later, Rahmat received a letter from Samreen asking him to return home as Amina was not keeping well. Rahmat decided to complete the sale of his remaining merchandise and rushed to collect the money that he had lended to Sam. He wrote to Samreen that he was returning soon. A few days later, Minnie watched Rahmat being dragged by the cops and a whole crowd gathered up surrounding him. As he saw Minnie, he said in broken Bengali, "Toki, ami shoshur bari jacchi, pore dekha hobe. I am going to my in-laws' place. We will meet later." Minnie longed to meet and play with Rahmat, but she could hear her footsteps again. Far away in the outskirts of Kabul, Amina noticed that Rahmat's footprints were vanishing. "His footprints are turning lighter. I can't see them clearly. How will Abba be able to return home?" Amina asked Samreen worriedly one day, after Samreen's letters to Rahmat were returned to her. Minnie grew up and learned the word disappearance in her class. It is called la disparition in French, her teacher explained. "My friend from Kabul disappeared forever," Minnie told her teacher. Both Minnie and Amina waited for Rahmat with different beliefs. Finally, Rahmat arrived in Kabul and started from the scratch to ensure that his footsteps were never faded away.
I'm dumbfounded. Beautifully expressed the emotions of the characters, the way you recited, the way you depict the emotions. It's so beautiful. And I can see the heart coming out there from Dr. Achana also and Kirti. So beautiful. If you both want to share something or want to say something.
The story was, I mean, the way you have written it is nice, and the way you told it brought out the emotions in real. It actually, a few lines did bring, leave me teary-eyed, but yeah, very nice. Very nice.
You made me emotional.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, Achana ma'am.
So before we say sayonara, bye-bye, tata, how about a song by Aditi, if at all you're comfortable, Aditi? Today, I think there's a day of googlies and today is day of all surprises probably. And that's why this whole singing session has become a surprise session for both of you singers out here. Hum bach gaye, hame nahi aata gana. So are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to sing two lines from. I'm thinking only about Kabuliwala right now. I don't know why. But
because
still,
of the story, I can imagine that.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm going to sing two lines from that song.
Please do.
है मेरे प्यारे वतन मैं मेरे बिछड़े चमन तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान तू ही मेरी आरज़ू तू ही मेरी आबरू तू ही मेरी जान है मेरे प्यारे वतन मैं मेरे बिछड़े चमन तुझ पे दिल कुर्बान तू ही मेरी आबरू तू ही मेरी आरज़ू तू
Now you also made me emotional.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's something which I think anybody staying away from the homeland will relate to. क्या कहूँ, कुछ नहीं कहना. Beautiful, wonderfully executed the show, as well as all of you. You were really too good, and I'm sure people, whoever are listening to us, will learn from the kind of poetry which we are listening today, which you all have recited today. It has a very different, what I must say, different genres. We had a rap which Sahaj shared with us. We had Kirti sharing such beautiful lines, and as usual, Dr. Achana with such profound and with so much in depth and very strong meaning and strong messages along with her poetry. Aditi, your story, as usual, so amazing, so amazing. And I'm sure I'm looking forward to more stories coming in from your kitty. And now, especially when you are taking charge of one of the divisions for UBI team, I'm sure we will have much more strength and we will do much more better. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much, each one of you, for sharing your time. I'm sure everybody has the evenings planned. Weekdays evenings are especially difficult for all the women. We have kitchen to be handled as well after we finish our show every time on it, because it's a weekday, right? It's not a weekend, and we all have our shows to also manage. I'll not take too much of your time. I really want to thank from the bottom of my heart to Dimitri. She is not here right now. She's not connected with us at this point in time, but yeah, thanks to her for sharing her time and her beautiful poetry. Along with all of this, yes, without Shamji, this whole event is not possible. So a special thanks to him. And he's there, he's watching us. And I'm sure he will have comments and inputs in the green room when we go back, and he will tell us how we performed and how the show was. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I'm sure all the audience has enjoyed it too. Thank you so much once again. Anything and anybody else would like to add on, and then we can wind up the show today for tonight.
Thank you, everyone. Namaskar.
Thank you so much for having me here. And I always enjoy reciting poems. And when it comes to reciting my own written work, that gives an immense pleasure, added pleasure. So yeah, thank you so much, Aditi, for having me here. Thank you, Sapna ma'am, for this opportunity as well.
Wonderful. And we look forward to more poetry from you, Kirti, even on the Facebook community, as well as we have the website. You can share on that. And
Sure.
Obviously our open mics and our events and programs keep coming in. So stay tuned and be there with us. Stay connected.
Sure. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, Sapna ma'am, for giving this wonderful opportunity today. And thanks to Shyam Sundar sir too for coming to me, asking me if I would be doing this today. So, and thanks to each of the poets who have participated today. Each one of your work is unique. And I hope all of you will be a part of the UBI family and contribute more towards towards its growth. Right?
They are now already a part of the family. So they, even if not every day, but then they will be obviously around, I'm sure, on that now.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving that wonderful opportunity too. So I'm looking forward to work.
We're also looking forward to so much more coming in with you. Thanks again, once again, everybody. Have a good day. And with this note, I would like to sign off from the YouTube live, and we meet at the green room with our rest of the team.